I spent about 20 years not sleeping at night. I used to cry myself to sleep all the time. And get up having anxiety, and it's horrible. It's just horrible. As a parent, you feel worse than your kids feel.
This is my house, bro. This is where I grew up. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. My mom's inside, my dad's inside, so we'll go over here and meet them.
I'm gonna put it. If I put it down like this, is it okay?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. It's like right on my chin.
What do you think so far, Billy?
I love it. It's great. Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. Like I was telling your mom, the house is beautiful. Cozy, comfortable. Ooh.
Good.
That is a strong coffee. That's good, though.
Told
That's
you.
good. I like that.
That's because it's a espresso.
Ah.
You know, this is an espresso machine.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't even realize that. That's pretty cool.
This is.
I gotta get me one of these.
It's hard to find. The only way you can find this is the best one, and the only way you can find it
Right.
is like on eBay.
Yeah.
Because they don't make them anymore.
Oh, no kidding.
No.
So this is the house, and this is the house you grew up in?
Not me. Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah. No. Well, this is the third house he grew up in. The first one was in Eastham, which I guess he's going to take you to. And then we lived in Chatham for a summer, which was the summer from hell.
We lived in Brewster and Orleans.
Oh, that's right. That's right. But he was a baby. He probably doesn't even remember
he was
that.
Growing up, right? He was still growing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He asked you, did he grow up?
I know. Well, he grew up the majority in Eastham and here.
Majority in East Town.
Is this where all the trouble started?
No.
No.
No, it started when he was about 8 years old in Eastham, like when him and Ryan decided to throw rocks across the highway.
Nice.
And they weren't throwing rocks to hit cars as far as I know.
I don't know.
I don't know either anymore.
Yeah.
No, the trouble really started when they were around 11.
Yeah.
Their brother passed away, drowned.
Yeah, Matt had told me.
And
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, and then they started drinking, smoking weed. David and I had our heads up our asses because we were so distraught.
Right. Well, I can only imagine. I can't even imagine, to be honest.
We ended up. Why don't you put it on your shirt like he made me?
Well, that's
do
how
it?
I had it. Yeah.
Oh.
And then they yelled at me.
Yeah, we went through a lot. They started getting in trouble. I started going to court with them for every little thing. They used to make them they wanted them to plead guilty to something they didn't do in order to get off of what they did do.
Right. Which that's crazy.
Yeah, especially for children.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we teaching our children?
Right. Basically, yeah, lie to us. I'm sitting here right now today with Matt from the W Number. You all know. I'm sitting here with his mom, Linda.
Hi.
I've had the privilege to meet her today, and we're going to talk to her and get her perspective on, things with Matt growing up. And some things about her life, too. Some interesting things we might find out.
I don't know how interesting.
So, Linda, again, you can introduce yourself, where we're at, kind of just tell the people who you are, where we are.
My name's Linda Tottenham. I've lived on the Cape for 38 years. Matt and Ryan were 9 months old when we moved here. And it's been a time.
Yeah, yeah. So I've heard. Yeah. So how was Matt growing up? Let's start there.
Well,
actually, no. Before we get into that, let's talk about your growing up. Where did you grow up the Cape your whole life?
No, I grew up in Shelton, Connecticut.
Okay.
I came from an intact family. I had wonderful parents. I have an older brother, and lots of friends, and I had a good life. I had a really good life. As a teenager,
Yeah.
I was a pain in the ass. That's when drugs were first introduced.
Right.
It was I graduated from high school and I shouldn't tell you this, in 1969.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was about 14 when I started being a bad girl.
So through the 70s, right? Yeah. It's like
60s.
60s. So the late 60s and then the
In the 70s, I was
into
nice.
the 70s. Oh yeah.
Yeah, by the time the 70s came around, I was a nice person again.
A lot of like minor stuff though, like as a teenager.
Oh yeah, I never got in trouble with police or anything.
Okay. Just kind of gave your parents.
Oh
time.
yeah. Well, they didn't even know half the stuff I did.
Yeah. Right.
You know, she's going to find out now. This is my mom.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, she died in 2014. She was a nurse.
I'm sorry to hear that. My mom died in 2014 as well.
Yeah, my mother-in-law died in 2013.
Oh, wow.
So we lost both of them close together. And
Yeah.
Dave,
Excuse me.
that's Matt's dad.
I love it.
Yeah, I did as a teenager, and
Excuse me.
he doesn't know these things. When I was about 14, I started doing drugs. Heroin was introduced when I was about 18. I never did it.
Okay.
I never did coke.
Yeah.
I smoked a lot of weed. I did a lot of psychedelic stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Which was big back then.
That was big, yeah. And did a lot of things I shouldn't have done.
Right. I'm sure. I'm sure.
And by the time I was 16, 17, I stopped.
Right.
I didn't like it.
Wow.
I didn't like the way I felt.
Yeah.
I didn't like what it was doing to me. By the time I was 21, I became a born-again Christian.
Wow.
And I have lived my life as a Christian since.
Okay.
So I tried to bring Matt and Ryan up as Christians, but it didn't strike until about a year ago.
Yeah. Huh.
And
How were they? So how were they growing up? Like how were the kids
well,
growing?
they were twins. When we moved up to the Cape, we moved into my brother-in-law's house in Brewster. And they would go in their playpen. This will give you a little bit about their personalities. They would be in their playpen, and all of a sudden they'd be out of the playpen. And Dave and I were like, what the hell? How'd they get out?
Right.
They were babies. They were 9 months old.
Wow.
So we snuck and we hid. And the two of them, they'd be in their playpen. They go, and they would start jumping. They would hold on to the side and jump until the bottom came out. And they would crawl through the bottom. And then one morning, it was real early in the morning, and they got out of their cribs. They must have gone over the top. They were like Houdinis.
Yeah.
And I heard this funny noise, and I'm like, what the hell is that noise? I went into the kitchen. There was drawers next to the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And they had opened the drawers and climbed up, and one was up on top of the refrigerator with the eggs,
Oh my God.
and the other one was on the floor slipping around in the eggs that the other one was dive bombing off of the top of the refrigerator.
Oh my God.
And that was pretty much their childhood.
Right.
They were devils. They were always into something. And when they were about 8, the cops came to our door because they had pulled up. We were right on the highway up in Eastham.
Yeah.
And the cop said, your sons were out there throwing rocks across the highway at the cars.
Oh, God.
And, if somebody could have...
Right. Somebody could have definitely gotten badly hurt or
Yeah,
died.
and it was a bad highway. So up there it's bad. There's a lot of fatal accidents. There were a lot of fatal accidents right in front of our house.
Wow.
So that kind of started it. And then by the time they were 11 and their brother passed away. He drowned. And they were
Sorry to hear
close.
about
And we
that,
had
too.
all 4 boys. Our house was only a 2-bedroom house. So all 4 boys were all together in the same room.
Right.
Only in the summer though, because they were my stepsons and they were with their mom during the
Okay.
school year. But
Yeah.
Matt and Ryan were really close with them, with Keith and Chris.
Yeah.
And Christopher, after Christopher drowned, Matt and Ryan started with drugs, alcohol. Mostly, it was alcohol, I think, mostly.
Right.
In the beginning. And
Yeah.
then they went on to smoking weed, got in a lot of trouble in school. Matt set the school on fire. He threw something into the garbage can in the men's room, boys'
Yeah.
room, and lit it on fire and got suspended. And one time I was in the office talking to the principal, who I hated.
Yeah.
He was not shouldn't have been there. But anyway,
Somebody who didn't really care, basically, right?
oh, he cared, but it was his way or the highway.
Ah, okay.
Like I walked out of his office a few times, like just got up and left, screaming at the guy. But
When that happened, when they did, when he got caught for burning the school or trying to light school on fire, like, did they offer any type of help other than the suspension? Like, did they?
No.
There was no thought of like, hey, let's talk to him and see why.
well,
he's
then
doing
we
that?
went to the school counselor. There was two of them, a man and a woman, and they were okay for a while. But then I think everybody just kind of got sick of it.
Right.
And Matt was actually never even finished 7th grade. He ended up in juvie.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it was for. Drugs, I think. Weed.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. They had bought weed at school. And our friend was a police officer, and he happened to be the school cop.
Right.
So we decided that maybe we should just talk to him and see, because we were concerned,
Yeah.
like, who is selling this
Right.
to kids?
Yeah.
And so we decided to talk to him, not in school, as a friend. Mm-hmm. He got them in trouble.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
For buying weed in school. So I think that was what kind of did it. And it just blackballed after that. Like,
Right.
Matt and Ryan were really, really, really difficult.
I think introducing them to the juvenile system at such a young age, especially for something like that, like it was just I get it. All right, they bought drugs, but they bought some weed at school. Like juvenile hall's not the place to send them.
No,
Let's,
and they sent them to Taunton
Right.
with kids that were really in trouble.
Right. Right.
And after that, I mean,
Kind of like a training place for them.
Yeah, they told me about their experiences there. Like they would make them sit in the hallway naked.
Right.
And abuse them, and I didn't find that out until later, because if I had known that then, I
Right. Yeah. Well, back then,
I'm not a quiet person. I would have.
I get that. I get that feeling from
raised
you
hell.
right away. You're very, very blunt about what you feel and what you want to say.
I would
which
have
is
done
great.
something about that. Tried to anyway.
The system back then, though, didn't, especially that. I think,
Especially on the Cape. The Cape threw kids into juvie like very easily for stupid things. They got in trouble for taking a Coke and Swedish fish from a store in Orleans.
Yeah.
And spent 7 months in juvie in Taunton.
That's insane. Like that is insane. That the crime doesn't fit the punishment at all. You know what I mean? Like,
but I
and
believe
they're kids. Let's work with them.
When they got in trouble the last time, when they were adults, they were 23, 24. When they did their long stint.
Yeah.
I was in the hallway and I heard the lawyers talking, and I heard them say, I think it was Ryan's lawyer owed a favor, and Matt and Ryan were going to be the favor.
Yeah. That's legit. Absolutely. That's so everyone knows that is legit.
They gave them 12 years for a fight. They charged them with so many charges. Home invasion, like 6 counts of home invasion, attempted murder with a dangerous weapon,
Yeah, they stack the
They
charges.
stacked and
so that they
stacked.
can force, they scare you basically. They stack the charges.
Yep.
We're going to give you 1,000,000 years.
Yep.
Or you can plead guilty and take this.
Yep, and that's what they did.
That's-
And they were
I've been tricked many times like that.
They were
Didn't even drop one charge.
No kidding. Oh,
They said
charge
that
stuff.
they said that they were going to give that the lawyer came to me and said you got to tell your boys that they have to take this deal because otherwise they could spend 20 years in jail for home invasion. And they had so many counts of home invasion they could have gotten 20 years, 20 years, 20, like stacked.
Right.
And I was so panicky. And Ryan had never really been in big trouble before.
Right.
He had, but Ryan had.
So not knowing the legal system like that, though, you
I
get
kinda
obviously you
thought
get scared.
I thought I knew it, I
Right.
knew what was going on because when they were in juvie, they would say, "Oh, you plead guilty to this, and we'll let you off of that." I remember one time they broke windows in somebody's barn, and well, of course, they swore they didn't do it, but they did. They did do it.
Right.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's shaking his head. Yes, but they made them plead guilty to something else in order to get off of that. And they were
which
like
is-
12 years old.
Right. So good lesson right there for the kids. Like, listen, if you lie and just say you did this, we'll let you off of that.
Yeah, but
know.
but we're going to charge you with this.
Yeah. But,
and this is going to be the lesser of the two crimes. But it really wasn't because they spent so much time like up in Taunton, and they went to that thing boot camp that was in the middle of the
out
state
in
park.
Yeah, Plymouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
Plymouth
were
Forestry
there.
Camp. Was it that
Yeah.
one? Yep.
Well, no. What was it, Matt?
Plymouth.
Plymouth.
It was
Yeah.
Carver and Plymouth. It was,
Yeah.
it was the Sheriff's Youth Ranch was the first little boot camp that was in Hyannis, and then the second one was the real one that was in Plymouth, and it was
It wasn't at the forestry camp.
no, it was not forestry.
Okay.
It was boot camp.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were like little soldiers, and
Yeah.
they were really abused there.
Oh, yeah,
Matt
yeah.
ran. Oh no, Matt
that
was
was Leap.
Matt was in Leap over in Nickerson State Park.
Yeah.
They had a
what
camp.
is LEAP? Sorry for those that don't know. I'm not really.
I
too
don't
sure
even
either.
know.
No.
I don't even really know, but it was
I have to look into that and find out because I'm curious.
something was going.
yeah.
Huh? Yeah, we're gonna. I'd like to check it out
Today.
Awesome.
I don't know if it's
I definitely
still.
would like to find
I don't
out
know
what
if
it
it's
is.
still in business, Matt.
Oh, it's there.
Oh, it is. But he ran away from there,
Yeah.
and he started telling me all these crazy things that were happening. So I.
So they keep you there. At this
Oh
place
yeah,
LEAP.
you live
Okay.
there. So I took Matt and Ryan,
Uh-huh.
and I went to Connecticut with them to my brother's
Yeah.
because I wanted to find out. I was scared,
Right.
and I wanted to find out what the hell was going on
Of course.
before I made any decisions on what should we do. Like
Right.
I was ready
Oh, I
to
mean-
go to Canada.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
get my
absolutely.
kids out of here. I kind of
As a
wish
mother
I
should,
I
right?
kind of
Try to
wish
protect
I
your
had
kids.
because
Yeah.
I think that their lives. Well, I don't know. Maybe they would have been crazy up there, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the worst thing that could have happened to them was them sending them to the youth service.
Yeah, well,
when especially for like the small things that they sent them for at such a young
Mm-hmm.
age, it's like it's a breeding ground for criminals. Like you said, there's kids in there
Mm-hmm.
that really are supposed to be in there because they're just doing crazy things or bad things or whatever. But these are the kids that are preying on them kids when they come
Yeah,
in, and then
I
they're
know.
teaching them these things. And,
Absolutely.
You
And
know.
I trusted some of the people that I talked with, some of the adults that were in
Right.
those programs because they were so convincing.
yeah.
They
Oh,
were
they are. They're very
so convincing. So when we got to Connecticut and I got to my brother's and we stayed for a day or two, and then I decided I got to call Matt because I think you're going to get in more trouble if I don't. So I called this guy that I dealt with, and I told him I was in Connecticut and that Matt had run away. He knew that, and I took him to Connecticut because I wanted to get to the bottom of it and see what was going on. But we were going to come back. And he promised all kinds of shit. So I met him at exit 1 in Massachusetts, and I gave my son back to him. And it was, I wish I had gone to Canada.
Yeah. That's terrible.
I really do. I made some bad decisions, but you also have to remember this was first of all, It was my first time being a parent,
Right.
and I'm human.
Right.
And I love my kids more than I love anything else on the face of this earth other
Yeah.
than Jesus Christ.
Right.
And I made some mistakes.
I mean, like you said, you're
I
human.
made
Though.
some
People
mistakes.
do. Yeah.
I'm not telling people that they should take their kids and run to Canada if they get in trouble.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But you've got to know what you're talking about. You got to be an
Yeah.
advocate, and I think it's good that things like what you guys are doing are getting out there to try to help people and let them know that, just know what's really going on. I lived in a little bubble.
Right.
I mean, as a Christian woman, I lived in a little bubble,
Yeah.
and I was, oh yeah.
Right. Well, it's not just you. You're not alone in that. There's a large part of society that lives just like
know.
that and doesn't really know. You know, a lot of people that never went through anything like that, like being locked up or knew someone that actually did it, like they think that guys are just, they're just living off of the government being in there. You're getting a free bed and free food, and it's nothing like that.
No,
It is.
they are being
there's torture
abused,
going on in there,
torture, absolute,
and especially with the young
torture.
kids back then. Oh man.
And when I would tell people, like I would talk to, I'm a hairdresser, so
Okay.
I had my own salon at the time, and so nobody could tell me to shut up because it was my salon.
Yeah.
And I talked to people. With my kids being in so much trouble, I lost a lot of clients.
Right.
A lot of clients, because people looked at me like,
Right.
oh, you and your
that stigma.
husband,
Yeah.
you must be, what's going on in their house?
Right.
You know?
Right, right. No, I get it. Yeah, it gets that stigma.
Yeah,
Like, oh, there's
so
got to be.
you got to be careful. But it was my way of learning also, like what to do
Right.
for my kids.
Yeah.
And I didn't do a lot of things that I should have done for them.
Right.
But
But I mean, you can't hold that, like, things happen. People make mistakes, so you can't let that, weigh on you anymore. I mean, you did the best you could do.
then, let's see, next.
Well, before we get there, we'll go back a little bit, right? So they start getting locked up. They're doing, in and out of DYS, right? And DYS spending chunks of time, probably each a little more, right? So then visiting them, like, how was it going to see them and, having to see your son being locked up?
Horrible. Horrible. It ripped my heart out. I think about it now and it still rips my heart out. I think about it now and I think to myself, I wish I had punched some of those people in the face.
Yeah.
And I'm not violent
Right.
at all.
Right.
They
I get it.
They
though.
didn't get that from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you'd go in, first of all, 95% of the time, or maybe 100% of the time, I felt like a prisoner.
The way they treated you.
The way they treat you.
How
They
is
pat
that?
you down. They look in your mouth. They make you shake your bra. They make you pull your underwear.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah. That's.
and they tell you that if you don't do that stuff, they could do a strip search. And if you don't agree to the strip search, you could never come visit again.
That's unbelievable.
I tried to visit the boys every week. Sometimes I was going 2 different places. Like somebody would be at the Brockton. I'd go to Brockton and then I would go to Goss, or I would go to. I mean, they were both
Right.
locked up
Yeah.
a lot. Ryan, not as much as Matt. I can tell you a funny story.
Absolutely.
That Matt had done something bad. I don't know what. It was a kid thing, but they all got in trouble.
Right.
But Ryan didn't get in trouble. Matt got in trouble. And we were in Superior Court for this. And they were going to throw the book at Ryan because they thought it was Ryan
Right.
because they're identical twins.
Yeah.
And so Ryan was in Superior Court and he was scared to death.
Right.
So was I.
Yeah.
So I said to Matt, you're coming to court with me. And he said, I don't want to go to court. And I said, you're coming to court with me.
Yeah.
So the two of us went and sat in the court. And we're waiting for the judge and we're waiting for people. And one of the court officers comes out and he's looking around and he goes, And he goes back in, and he comes back out. And he looks at Matt, and he goes back in,
Yeah.
and he's like really perplexed.
Right.
So the lawyer used the fact that Matt was there and Ryan said he didn't do it.
Very smart. I was just thinking that in my head. I wonder if they could have pulled that off.
He got off.
He
got off, and they didn't charge Matt because they didn't know who it was.
Right. Right.
They could not.
They couldn't positively identify.
The cop was there too, and he could not
Right.
identify which was which. And the judge was like, everybody in the court was like,
Oh yeah, that was talked about all day at the court. I bet. Like, I can't believe they just pulled this off. Yeah.
Yep. So that was one good thing, but
Actually, pretty smart. You made them come to court.
we ended up in Superior Court a lot more.
Yeah.
But no, visiting was really hard. Before I went, I usually had a really bad stomach ache,
Yeah.
and I'd cry most of the way there, and then I would sob all the way home.
Yeah.
It was so hard to leave. Like even when Matt and Ryan, like Ryan didn't get out for another year after you this time, and I'd go to visit him, and oh God, it was just, it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's so heartbreaking for parents. And then I would go visit Ryan. He was in Walpole, and I had custody of his son for 5 years. And I didn't bring him right away because he was little, but I did bring him to see Ryan quite a bit, and that was horrible.
Yeah, that has
That's
to be
horrible.
tough, right?
It's horrible for a kid.
Yeah.
And Ryan would get mad at me because I didn't bring him enough, but he didn't. He had no clue what we
Right.
were going through just to get in there.
Right.
I mean, you almost had to strip the kid.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah. That's horrible.
you
for a little
teach the
kid to go
kids
through.
not to show your
Right. So it's a
to
little
anybody,
traumatic. It's
and
a little
then
traumatic.
they're stripping them.
Yeah, definitely a traumatic thing for a little kid to have to go
And
through.
for me, it was,
And for you to watch it, like
yeah,
have to stand
yeah,
there and allow it
yeah.
to happen.
Yeah.
So now moving forward, so they do a lot of time in DYS,
Mm-hmm.
right? A lot of trouble you've talked about, and then they went to adult prison, like pretty much immediately after.
Yeah, I mean they were never home for a long period of time. They
Yeah.
were doing something to get back in trouble.
Right.
They didn't realize what the drugs were doing to them.
Right. We never do.
They didn't realize how
In the beginning,
bad-
it's fun. We think it's fun. You know what I
they
mean?
think it's fun. Yeah,
You think you're just having fun doing it. You
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, you're right. You don't realize that the trap that you're falling into.
no, and the times that both my husband and I were, and then we were at odds, my husband and I, because I'm the mother and he's the hard ass father.
Right.
And he thinks that you got to be, like he had older friends telling him, Dave, you got to get a handle on those boys. You got to be mean.
Right. Right.
So they hated him. Ryan still hates him
yeah.
because he was mean, but he didn't know what else to do.
Right.
There were so many nights, especially when we lived in Eastham, that we would spend, one of us would stay home next to the phone because they weren't home. We didn't know where the hell they were.
Right.
And I'd get in the car. I would drive on the bike path looking for them because they used to have bonfires and stuff on the bike path with a whole bunch of kids. That whole group of kids in Eastham were hellions.
Yeah.
Half of them are dead.
Yeah. That's how it is with my friends. Most of my friends
Yeah.
are either dead or in jail
Yeah.
all the time. Very small few friends out here that are actually doing the right thing and trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. It's hard to do the right thing, especially when
It
you've
is.
spent so many years in there
Yeah.
having the wrong thing being done to you.
Right. Well, your brain's being rewired while you're in there, right? It's a whole different way of living. You have to
Yeah.
be something else. You have to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Matt's been pretty much in prison since he was 14.
Right. Yeah. And that's, which is, like I said, it's amazing for him to be where he is right now today. You know what I mean? To be someone who Like, I just recently met Matt, really, and you know, we just hit it off right away. Something, it was just a good vibe between us. But like I had told my fiance when I met him, you know, he's a genuine person. You know what I mean? And he's straightforward.
He takes after
And he's a
his
good
mom.
you could tell that he's a genuine good person. He does. I can see where he gets it from.
Well, when he first got out, oh my God, what a nightmare that was too.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, Matt, but I'm going to say it.
Go ahead.
I went bankrupt
Right.
trying to pay for everything because he couldn't get a job. He didn't want to get a job. He didn't know how to get a job. He didn't know how to talk to people. He didn't know how to be nice to people. We'd go to a mall. Like, I'd take him to the mall to get him clothes,
Right.
and people would walk by him like this because he was spooky.
Right.
Like all the tattoos,
Yeah.
and just the look he had on his face. He had that,
Right.
I'm going to fucking kill you look.
Just that, yeah.
I don't swear, but
No,
that's the
but
way
yeah.
he looked.
Yeah.
And I'd see grown men go,
Right.
like, that you could see the evil
Yeah.
coming out of him. And it came out of him until he spent time in Bristol jail, Bristol County, on a parole violation, thinking he was going away for life.
Right.
He finally got down on his knees and had the spiritual click. The Holy Spirit came into him and changed him.
That's amazing.
And now he doesn't have that look on his face. I mean, you look at his face and he's cute.
Right.
He wasn't cute.
He blends in with society now.
A little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Not
Still,
completely.
I mean, it's tough for us, you know, like
when
you know,
you got gang shit going across your neck, it's
Yeah.
so easy to blend into society.
That's kind of what my fiance is like dead set against my neck getting tattooed. You know. I just got her to agree to one. I'm gonna
No,
let my
don't
dog.
do it.
My dog passed away, so I'm gonna get her paw right
it
there
on
my
your
neck.
arm.
I have no room left on my arm.
Do it on your stomach. Do it on your butt.
No.
No, you know what I'm going to say next.
Yeah. No.
On the tip.
Oh my goodness. I love
Don't
it.
do it on your neck. Because you know what? You're 47, you said?
I'll be 47 in November. Yeah.
And how long have you been out?
I've been out now almost 5 years.
Okay. But in 10 years from now,
Uh-huh.
you got tattoos on your neck.
Right. I know when you start getting older and things change and
But not only
tattoos
that,
look weird.
people are going to look at you different.
Well, if you think about it though, nowadays, like everyone has, like cops have tattoos, businessmen
You know
have
what it
tattoos.
says in the Bible?
Huh.
You don't do that to your body.
Right.
You don't, that's mutilating your body.
Yeah.
You don't do that. Do you know that when you have tattoos like that and stuff, you go for an MRI? Sometimes you can't have an MRI.
Really? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's one of the first questions they ask you when you go for an MRI. Do you have tattoos? Do you have any metal in you?
Yeah. Wow. That is crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah. So, don't get any more.
Yeah.
You love your dog. I love my dog. I don't have tattoos on my body for
Right.
my dog. I got his picture hanging in my window.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
I got her ashes. I had her cremated. My dog.
Yeah.
She
We'll
got the
sprinkle her
ashes.
somewhere. She doesn't want to be in
love
a
her.
box.
I know.
She wants to be out. In the
No.
woods.
Yeah. I gotta decide what we're gonna do with her. But
Yeah.
yeah, we just got a new dog too. So
Oh, what'd you get?
we got I rescued a pit bull. It's a puppy, only almost a year old, about a year old, I think. Yeah, he was living in a bad house, and everyone was in there getting high. My sister is in active addiction out in Connecticut right now, and so I go out there and check on her when I can. And I had to go out there for another reason, so I stopped by to see her, and this poor dog is literally sleeping under a bed. Like it won't come out because it's so scared because she's not paying attention to it. There's so much going on in this house. People are kicking it, hitting it, abusing it. Like the dog was just abused and scared.
You got to watch out for that, though.
So,
especially being a pit bull, because
No,
they don't-
have you
they don't
seen this
forget.
dog?
No, but they don't forget.
No, they definitely don't. They
And
remember that stuff.
they could, like, if some little kid kicks it,
Right.
you got to be careful.
It has a little flashback.
Don't put your daughter next to his dog.
Its temperament is actually like unbelievable. It's really great.
Okay, we got to move on.
But
I'm getting you.
all right, yeah. So all right, so where were we? Where did we leave off?
Visit.
All right, so the state, you were visiting them in the juvenile hall. Now, did you go visit them when they were adults?
Oh yeah.
Like in a state prison?
Yeah, I would
Sorry about that.
drive when they were up in Sousa Baranowski or even Walpole. I would drive every weekend, and I've had 2 brain aneurysms. So after my
wow.
after my brain aneurysms, I can't really drive that far anymore.
Yeah.
So thank God they're home.
Yeah.
You know, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Think straight. Oh no, it's hard to pay attention that long.
Right. Huh. Yeah. My grandmother actually passed away from that, from a brain aneurysm when I was younger.
Yeah,
She
I
had
was supposed
surgery
to.
and got removed it, and then she died weeks
They
later.
said I wouldn't live an hour,
No kidding.
and then 6
And
months
here you
later,
are.
6 months later, I had another one.
How long ago was that?
8 years.
Wow.
2017. September 1st, 2017 was
No
the
kidding.
first one.
That is awesome.
It
Yeah.
was a bad day for me in prison.
How did you know? I thought you didn't.
Jessica picked up your phone and told me.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't remember a lot,
Yeah.
and I don't have a very good memory from before either. So
Right.
anyway,
So visiting them in the Maxon and Walpole, like how different was that from visiting them in the juvenile place?
oh, it
Were they
was
like-
99% of the time it was behind glass with phones.
Right.
At least in juvie, I could sit with them. You know, they'd have.
Brian? Brian, how do you do?
You know him, Dave.
Dad's great.
Did I meet you before?
Yes, sir.
When?
Anyway, yeah, you know when you go to visit.
How long?
First of all, they would say to me, "Don't talk to anybody in the waiting room,"
Right.
because I like to talk to people.
Right. Right.
And a lot of the people there might have been somebody that was visiting somebody that they were enemies with.
Right.
You know, so you got to be careful. But
Oh, okay.
instead of feeling like it was a camaraderie, you felt like scared. Like, who's that girl?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's that girl? Is she bad?
Right.
You know, is she a drug addict? Is she going to hurt me? Is she going to attack me out in the parking lot because I'm dressed nice?
Right.
You know,
Huh.
so because a lot of the people that visited, the girls would come,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
as get away with whatever they could. But you sit there, they wait, they call you, you get up there. I've driven 3 hours to get there, and then they say to me, "You can't wear that in there."
Oh.
And I'd be like, "What? Here's this girl,
No, I know. Yeah.
and I'm like this,
Right.
but I can't wear it for one reason or another." I had nail polish on that had a little glitter in it.
Yeah.
They turned me away after driving 3 hours.
Unbelievable.
And then you know that they're waiting to see you.
Of course.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
and then you don't show up and they think, "Mom, you didn't come." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did come."
Right.
And they wouldn't let me in. And one time they told me that I had to, I couldn't wear the pants I had on. They were like these kind of things, stretch pants. I
Yeah.
wear these all the time.
Right.
These are regular dress pants, but they're
Right.
they're fitted. So I had to find a store from Sousa Baranowski, which was pretty far away.
Right.
I bought a pair of pants. I went back. I filled out all the paperwork. I sat there. Nobody's in the waiting room. They finally call me and they say, "Oh, you're too late."
Unbelievable.
They would walk you through the whole building. You probably know that, but they would come and, you know, you'd go through the same thing.
Yeah.
And then they would search you. So you could do the thing with the pants and
Even though it was behind glass,
oh yeah.
they still search it like
Oh
that?
yeah. Open your mouth, pull your hair up, can't wear any jewelry. You forget to take your jewelry off. You have your earrings on and you forget that you have your earrings on and they say, "Oh, you can't go in with your earrings. You brought in only a quarter to get into your locker.
Right.
You got to go back out to your car, get a quarter, come back in, do the paperwork again
Oh, my.
because you walked through the door again. You walked out of the building, so you got
That's
to do it all
ridiculous.
again."
They make it so difficult for people to, because they try to deter people from wanting to come up and see people, from having to go through all
And
that.
they're not really nice to you either. Some of them were real nice, but a lot of them were not nice.
Right.
And I think the girls were worse than the guys.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
So then then you have to sit in the little, after you go through the thing, you got to take your shoes off, you got to take your glasses off. I wear hearing aids, you got to take your hearing aids off, you got to, and then you finally get through the final stage and you're sitting there, you're putting your shoes back on, you're putting your hearing aids back on, your glasses back on, and some guy comes down and says, Tottenham. So I go with him. You got to go through all those doors that shut. They make you,
Yeah.
and you're already paranoid and scared. And he never says a word to you. He just walks with you. And then you walk by the desks with all the guys sitting there, and you feel like
Everyone looking at you, right? Yeah.
and you walk up that big ramp. Then you got to go up the stairs, and then you walk through the ramp, and then they stick you in this. They come with a key and they open the lock and they stick you in this room that's about as big as this table,
Yep.
and it's filthy, and you don't know what's on the window
Yeah.
and what's on the counter
Right.
or on the phone.
Right.
And sometimes they didn't have a phone. You had to scream through the little stupid screen
Little
that's like
screens.
six things.
Right. They make
Six
it's like
pieces of
it's
screen.
like 6 inches thick.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You can barely hear.
And he comes in and he's happy. He's happy to see you, and I'm happy to see him. And we put our hands up on the window
Right.
so that we could feel like
Yeah.
we're hugging or touching
Right.
or whatever, and talk for a while. And then somebody comes in and sits right next to you to see their guy, and they're screaming,
Oh yeah, yeah,
trying
yeah.
to talk,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you're screaming,
Yeah.
trying to talk, and nobody can hear anybody, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
And just when you finally get the visit going and you're like having a I never like to tell them like a lot that was going on outside,
Try
because
to
I
keep
didn't
that
want
from them.
I didn't want them to feel worse than
Yeah.
they already felt, because they already felt bad.
Right.
And
People
I
did that
felt
to me as
bad.
well.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't want to tell them what I had for dinner.
Right.
They
Right.
always seemed to call at home when we were having dinner.
Yeah.
And I didn't want them to know that we were having chicken and baked potatoes and corn on the cob, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt so bad. I always felt bad. I spent about 20 years not sleeping at night. I used to cry myself to sleep all the time, and get up having anxiety, and it's horrible. It's
Yeah.
just horrible. As a parent, you feel worse than your kids feel.
Right.
But they don't realize how bad you feel because you try not to let them know how bad you
Right.
feel.
Right.
But I mean, there were days where I felt paralyzed.
Yeah. I mean, I could only imagine having to go through it like with
Twice.
Yeah.
2.
Right. Like I stress about going through it with my nephews, because my son lives out in Florida. I doubt I'll ever have to deal with that with him. Like he's a really good kid, goes to
Good.
school, plays basketball. He lives
Well,
out with
maybe
his
he
grandfather.
learned from you.
Oh, he definitely didn't learn from me.
No, I mean learned what not to do.
Learn my yeah.
You can also learn what not to do.
True, very true, very true. Hopefully that is
old
what
is he?
happened. He is now 20, about to be 21.
You never see him?
No,
He doesn't want to see you?
he doesn't talk to me. No,
You should
I reach out to him all the time. I reach out to him on Instagram
Don't
and
stop.
let him know I'm here whenever you're ready.
Send him a card.
He
Send
did
him
see me and
letters.
talk to me, but
Send
you
him
know.
letters. Or a card.
I'm not allowed to have the address. I don't even know what their address is. Yeah, it's a terrible situation.
I went through that with Jaden just recently with Ryan's son.
Yeah, I brought it on myself. So I brought it on myself, so I can't. I did everything, to cause all of it to happen. So I take responsibility for that and just accept it, and hopefully someday he'll come around. You visited him now. How long was it that they were away?
Matt was away for almost 20 years. He was in juvie from like 14 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 17 started the adult. He was in Barnstable, which is in Bourne.
Right.
And then he was in, that's right, he went to Atlanta. That was a nightmare too. He was in Atlanta not behaving.
Yeah.
And I get a call from a bail bondsman. And I got to put up money to get him out of jail. He was at a party or something. I don't even know the real story. I don't think I want to know. And so I had to give this guy money to get him out of jail. Not knowing who he was or where Matt was.
Wow.
That was hard.
So what was it like? Let me ask you a question. What was it like? You said how people looked at you differently and stuff like that because of what they were doing around here. Like, was that like that? Pretty much your whole life, like with them growing up. Like people around here or you felt like they looked at you differently.
No, not until they really started getting in trouble.
Right.
When they really started getting into trouble.
Right.
And it was always in the paper. This is small town.
Yeah. So news like that's big news.
Always in the paper. I had a client. I still have him as a client, as a matter of fact. He owns a newspaper in Chatham. And when they got in trouble the last time with the fight and all those charges and going away for 12 years, it was front page news in his newspaper.
Right.
And I cut the guy's hair all the time. When he came in, I blasted him. I said, "How could you do that to me?"
Yeah.
He goes, it's news. I said, "I don't care. Do you know how that hurts me?"
Right.
How embarrassed I was? I mean, my clients are wealthy people. I have found out a lot about them since then. You do have the client who will eventually say to you, "Well, my kid's been in jail too."
Right. Yeah, because
you realize you're not alone.
Absolutely.
But I thought I was alone for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And we had friends that we used to go out with that never called us anymore.
Right.
We pretty much lived our adult lives here like that. Mm-hmm. We have a few friends, but not a lot.
Yeah.
My real friends are the people back in Connecticut. They understand. They love my boys.
Right. I mean, just because even
my own family. My own family. My brother told me I couldn't bring my boys to his house anymore. Matt and I were on our way to visit him.
Wow.
And he called me and he said, "I'm sorry, but he had married this new woman, and he said she won't allow them at the house." I had to turn around halfway to Connecticut and come back with him. And you know what that did to both of us? Our psyche?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, not your own brother. So I haven't had much of a relationship with my brother.
It's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So it's like...
just because they were my time doesn't mean they're bad.
Some of my husband's sisters, have nothing to do with the boys.
Right.
2 of them do, but the other ones don't.
Well, they have you, though.
They have me.
Right?
They'll always have me. They can't get rid of me.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them what to do until my last breath.
I love that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to listen.
Why should you start now?
Right? Yeah, it's a little too late for that.
He never listened. That's the problem. If he had listened, maybe not to me, but to his dad.
Right.
His life would have been different. My husband comes off as a real hard ass. But he loves his kids. Yeah. And they don't realize how much he loves them.
Right. You can feel it. You can literally feel the love in this house. When you walk in, I watched how you guys interacted with each other right in the beginning. Yeah. And just, and the way you guys greeted me, you could just, you could definitely feel the love and it's, a great family vibe. And I love it. That's great.
Oh, thanks. But if they had listened to their dad, he is a very, very good judge of character. He will say, Matt will come here with somebody, or Ryan will come here with somebody, and then they leave, and he'll say, "Mm-mm." Yeah. "Mm-mm." That is not a good match. Right. Or that's not, that person is going to get him in trouble. Yeah. He seems to know. And Matt will tell you, I think, that I remember him saying once to Ryan, I heard him talking to Ryan. He didn't know I heard him, but he said, Dad always seems to know.
Yeah. That's funny.
You know, and he does. He's a really good judge of character. And if we had all listened to him a little bit more, I think things would have been maybe different. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's just something in them. I always felt that Ryan became really addicted. I never felt Matt was like so addicted that he wouldn't come out of it.
Right.
Because I think Matt just wanted to have fun. And to him, that was fun. You know, instead of
Makes
playing
sense,
basketball or football or something, the drugs were fun. Because it took him out of his head.
Out of himself, yeah.
Yeah. But where Ryan was so into his head and he didn't like where he was. So he just really got into heavy drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Ryan, he barricaded. Is it okay to talk about Ryan? He barricaded himself in his room one night. This was after he and his first wife had broken up, and he was devastated. He barricaded himself in his room, and I couldn't get in. And we have blinds on the windows, and one of the blinds was just a little bit open, and I went outside, and I looked in the window, and I saw him on the bed with a needle in his arm.
Oh, man.
And I went upstairs and I got my husband, and he came down, and we actually, that's why there's no door in that room. He was dead.
Oh, man.
You know, but we shook him, and Dave was like working on him.
Yeah.
We actually really, I mean, he had furniture up against his door and stuff. We really had to break in.
That had to be super scary.
One time we found him in his car.
Right.
The same way. I still have Narcan in the house.
Oh, no, yeah, it's good to have. I mean,
Nobody's doing drugs in this house.
right.
But I still have Narcan.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any good anymore. I probably should go get a new one, but
Yeah.
in case. But I have one in my car, and I have one in the bathroom.
Yeah. These days, it's terrible. These days, like something like it's a necessity,
Yeah.
really.
But then I watch these cop shows on TV, and sometimes it takes like 3 and 4 Narcans to get somebody back.
Yeah. Yeah, because things are getting mixed with things they don't even know about.
Yeah.
It doesn't
The
work.
fentanyl. And,
Yeah, it's terrible. So I got a question for you. Do you think maybe Matt had to go through the things that he went through to become the person that he is today?
probably, but I don't think he had to go through as much.
Right.
I think he could have came out the other end had he listened to
Right.
somebody.
Right.
I used to pray when they were in jail. I knew they weren't going to listen to me.
Yeah.
I brought them to a counselor when they were young. It wasn't a counselor. It was actually a psychiatrist who was specialized in I don't know what. And he came back and he told David and I, your children don't think of you as their parents. You're not disciplinarians to them. You're not the judge to them. They just think of you as what they can get out of you. Mm-hmm. And I think about that all the time because I believe that.
Right.
I still believe that.
Is that the only time they've seen a psychiatrist or therapist?
No.
Like, did you ever get a different opinion?
I got a lot of
or?
opinions. I brought Matt to a woman up in Orleans who was a psychiatrist. He was 12, maybe 13. Mm-hmm. She spent like 5 minutes with us, and she looked at me. She goes, "He's a sociopath." Do you remember that?
I do. I was reading High Times in the bathroom after.
Unbelievable.
And I think hearing stuff like that, like in school and from doctors,
Yeah.
when they would talk to the kids that way,
Right.
I think they made the kids feel, well, I'm no good.
Yeah.
I'm a sociopath, so I'm going to act like one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you tell a
that's
young kid, hey, this is what you are, and I guess that's what I am, so I have to act like
And
that.
I think that people today are going to make their kids wacky
Yeah.
because they don't discipline in any way.
I agree. 100%.
I wanted to be friends with them. because my parents were not my friends.
Right.
My parents were disciplinarians,
Yeah.
good ones. And they loved me.
Right.
And they knew their role. Where I came up in the 60s and everything was peace, love, dove, man.
Right.
I want my kids to love me, and
Yeah.
like me, and be my friend.
Right.
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad decision for any parent.
I think you have to have a balance, right? You have to kind of.
Oh, you gotta be a disciplinarian in a loving
you
way. They
right.
have to know that. I mean, you talk to your kids.
Right.
You know?
Because you got to make it. You got to kind of be friends with them, but like you said, but
You don't have to
not
be
so much their
friends.
friend, but their.
Yeah, you gotta
You
let
want
them
them
know
to be
they're
comfortable
loved.
to come talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they told me things.
Right.
They told me things that I didn't want to know. I mean, I know some things that I will not reveal.
Right. Very respectful.
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I think what happens when you have kids like Matt and Ryan
Yeah.
growing up, you blame yourself. I blame myself. I will always blame myself. They can say to me a million times, Mom, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. But I had a lot of time to sit and think about the things that I did, or the things that I said, or the things I didn't do. And I did do a lot of things wrong. And sometimes I wish I could go back and start over, right from the day they were born.
Right.
And I know that their life would be different. But I didn't know all this stuff then.
Right. Of course.
I was a new mom and I didn't know.
Trying to figure it out and
I
trying
was
to
just
figure it out.
trying to take a shower once a day, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, moms get the heavy load. I think of I think
Yeah.
that
Well, you get
dads
it from
kind of
all-
get it a little bit easier.
You get it from all ways too, because like my husband would come home or I'd come home and like he'd be upset over things that happened and I would be like, oh, instead of being like that to him, I'd be like that to them. Oh, what'd you do?
Right.
You know, it's bad. It's bad. You can't do that. But I didn't know that then.
I mean, but yeah, I think just the fact that you're here still for them, like you still, support them, still love them, still care for them, even after everything that they put you through by doing the things that they did. It says a lot about your character and who you are, though.
I have a friend who says a mother's love never dies.
Yeah.
Do you know that when you carry a baby, especially when you carry a baby boy, the baby's boy's DNA stays in the mother's body for her whole life?
I did not know that.
Yep. It lives in your lungs. It lives in your brain and somewhere else, but I don't remember where the other place
Wow.
is.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
That's why there's always that, for the most part, that mother-son
yeah.
bond. Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I know, huh?
So, let me ask you this. What do you think about, now, Matt, we've talked about everything Matt's done, right? The trouble he got into, the things he did. Now you felt, so now moving forward, he's out of prison, right? He's come home, he's trying to be, a better person every day. He's got this show going on, and, what are your thoughts on that? How do you feel? How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel good, because the thing that makes me feel the best is seeing him without that look on his face.
Yeah.
I see that he's a nice person. He's
Right.
not a bad person anymore. I used to pray over them lots of times when they were sleeping. I'd lay hands on them and I would yell at Satan to get the hell out of them.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed here.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to work. And I prayed for them for 38 years, and it took a long time. I mean, it was only like a year ago that Matt really turned his life around, and I love it. I love it. I just want him to be happy. He's still, just like you.
Yeah, it's a
You're
struggle.
still going through shit that I wish you didn't have to go through.
Right.
I want him to feel like I felt.
Right. Absolutely.
I-
No, absolutely.
I have joy in me. Even when I'm miserable, I have the joy of Jesus in me.
Right.
And that's what I want for my kids. Because if you have that, it doesn't matter what else is going on around you. Things are going to happen to you. Life's not perfect.
Right. It's going to throw curves at you left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just have to know how to handle it. And I worry that they're still learning how to handle it.
I think so. I think
And that's where I don't keep my mouth shut. Like even now, he can tell you I probably text him 20 times a day telling him what I think he should do or not do.
Right. That's great. That is great.
You better watch out. I might get your number.
That's all right. That's fine. That's great. I think that helps. I think that helps him to keep going, maybe too.
Yeah, I hope so.
He definitely has. He has a lot of respect for you. He definitely loves you a lot.
Good.
He's always talked good about you, at least around me.
Better.
So, yeah, he definitely has. But I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to do great things.
I like what he's doing. I worry because I think he needs a regular day job. Mm-hmm. And this could be something he does on his days off, on his nighttime, and I still think he could make a great impact that way. And I think it would make his whole life better,
Right.
because he doesn't have to struggle with money, and money's not everything.
Right.
Money's got to come after your beliefs, your faith, and then your family, and then money.
Right.
Because I think when you put when you put your body and soul into what you guys are going to do, the money will come.
Right.
And God will take care of you. He'll help. He finds a way. My husband and I, sometimes we pray together, and sometimes we'll just be like I've been out of work since August, since the beginning of August. I've always been the breadwinner.
Right.
So I don't have paycheck coming in until I get back to work in November. Somehow, we're still eating. We still have a roof over our head.
Right.
We still have
Yeah.
a little heater on over there. We don't want to buy oil yet, but you know, it's like somehow it works out.
Yeah.
You just have to.
It's amazing. Like just listening to your story this whole time, and the things you went through and how you felt. Like it's just amazing to me how much parts of your story that even I can identify with, and parts of your story remind me of my fiance's story. Prior to her and I getting back together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing, and it's been really good to hear you tell this stuff, and
Yeah, I just hope that other parents, mothers, you can't give up on your kids. You just can't give up on them. A mother's prayers are the most powerful prayers on earth.
Yeah.
The Bible will tell you that. And I've never been able to get down on my knees and pray because I have really bad knees.
Right.
But I'll tell you, I'll hang off the bed or something, But
Yeah.
I just think you just can't give up.
Yeah.
You can't give up sooner or later. And sometimes your prayers aren't answered the way you want them to, like the people who actually lose their children to addiction. There were times when they were both just so bad. So bad. I used to say, Lord, if they're not going to come out of this, please just let them take an overdose and be done with it so that they can be at peace.
Yeah.
It was just heart-wrenching. And my heart still
Right.
is broken. Because you love so much. You really love.
Well, I love that though. I think you're an amazing woman, and then to still be here, at your age, to be here and standing and doing the right thing and still helping them after everything that you went through. you're definitely a survivor for sure.
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
And I think that's why I didn't die with the brain aneurysm,
Yeah,
because
I mean-
I couldn't. I always said, I can't die until my kids are born again Christians and successful.
yeah,
Then I can die.
right. Happy and at peace.
Yeah, I
love
know
that.
where I'm going. I'm not afraid.
Right.
But
love that.
I want them to know where they're going, and I don't want them to be afraid.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to be sad.
Right.
I mean, they can cry a little bit, throw me a party or something, but
Right. That's awesome. I love that. And I think that you're gonna see that happen.
yeah, I think so too. Well, I'm seeing it with him, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. Watch it in real time.
Yep.
And it's something to be proud of.
He's my boy.
I love that. And all right, so with that said, we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this right here, and we're gonna run around, and I'm gonna go around the Cape here and talk to some people, see some places that
Okay.
Matt got into his trouble in, and but it was amazing, amazing talking
Can
to
we
you.
end with a prayer?
100%.
Father, we come before you today with happy, sad, broken hearts. Please heal us. Give us the strength to go on. Let us help other people, and hopefully this interview will help other parents. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to talk to you. It was great to
Thanks.
meet you.
Thanks.
And again, I think you're an amazing woman.
Thanks.
And we're gonna see.
I like hearing that.
We're gonna see what we can do to keep Matt on the straight and narrow and keep him
Yeah.
going forward, right?
Yep.
And we got this. But thank you everybody for listening to this amazing story, and we'll see you again shortly.